views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. This is Alternative Talk 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KLCK FM 98.9 Digital HD3 Seattle.
Good morning, everybody. This is Jessica Butts, and I am coming to you on Femination as my good friend and colleague, Debbie Whitlock, is, actually we were texting this morning, and she is literally in Cozumel today. Her cruise with a bunch of colleagues just landed there, so I am quite jealous as I am filling in for her this morning, really enjoying the thought of her at Cozumel. I said, you have to go to the beach there, and you've got to swim in that amazing ocean, and if you get a chance, you've got to go snorkeling. So as we are all here in the beautiful but kind of fall-like Seattle weather.
First day of fall.
Is it the first day of fall?
Officially, the first day of fall. Today.
Well, happy fall, everybody, and thank you, Taylor, for the fabulous information.
Thank you.
Wow, and it does feel like fall. Taylor and I, before the show, we were talking about the unbelievable Seahawks game on Sunday, and wow, what a game.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's all you really can say is just, wow, what a game, what a team.
What a team, and what 12th man. And you're right, like giving some credit, I know some people right now are probably going to be screaming when I say this, but what a game, and like Peyton Manning, the Broncos, like totally impressive.
Yeah. There was never any doubt he was going to come back. He's a legend for a reason.
Yes, yeah. We were talking about that. I have to admit, I left the game when we got the interception, and I went down and used the potty and kind of watched from the concessions for a little bit.
Traffic a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, and watched it from the concessions for a few minutes and just thought, oh no, here it goes, and so ran back up to my seats and ended up finishing the game. But what an amazing game. But I knew that I had this radio show to do on Tuesday, and so I was telling Taylor I had one of those clickers with me the entire time. Exactly, it's like this plastic cowbell, and thank goodness for those, because I cannot scream as much as I want to scream, and so I think I may have like wore out my cowbell that day. It's all like saggy and droopy now because I rang it so much during that amazing game.
The ringer is broken.
Yeah, I know we're not supposed to have those, but I always sneak them in so I can scream and yell via my noisemaker. So
you got a job to do.
I do have a job to do. I'm a 12th man representing. So, anyway. So, for all of the Seahawks fans, and even if you're not a Seahawks fan, as it was last season, it's just an incredible time to kind of come together as a community. It's certainly not what I'm going to be talking today about the show, but can't really come on the air on a Tuesday after a game like that and not address what an amazing win, how the community comes together, how the city comes together, how the team comes together. Russell Wilson goes to the church that I go to, and just to see him the way that he shows up there and is part of the community and doesn't even have people around him, it's just, I don't know. I just have such incredible respect for Pete Carroll, for Russell Wilson, for so much of that team, and it gives me a sense of pride to actually cheer for that team.
Totally, yeah. You have a hands-on connection with the Seahawks. And you saw it last year with the Super Bowl.
Yep.
A million people were at the parade. Easily a million people.
Yeah. Literally.
There's not even a million people who live in the metropolis Seattle area.
Yeah,
so
isn't that incredible?
Just goes to show you, and I think that's kind of a big Seattle thing. Some bigger cities, New York and LA, the stars kind of get lost with the rest of the stars that live there in those big cities. But here in Seattle, we love our teams, and we love our boys, and we support our boys. So it's always nice that you do get a little bit back as a fan here in the Pacific Northwest.
That's a great point. Yeah. Yes. Well, all right. Thank you for indulging us and letting us talk about our Seahawks a little bit. But unfortunately, that is not what I'm going to be talking about for the rest of the show today. I am Jessica Butts. I'm a psychotherapist and a Myers-Briggs expert, as many of you who are loyal listeners to the Femination show. And now, actually, I have my own show the first Tuesday of every month, and I love coming to you and talking to you about type. It's my favorite topic. I use it in my private practice with my clients. I use it with my friends. I use it with basically everybody I know. I did 4 sessions yesterday on type with my private clients. about one was about career, one was about college entrance, another was about relationship issues. Type is universal to all different areas of your life, and I have come up with my own unique way of describing type so that people can relate it to their life in a way that's usable, understandable. They can talk about it and understand it and relate it to the people in their lives. And I call it Live Your Life from the Front Seat. So if you want more information as we're going along the next 50 minutes or so with the show, you can always pop over to my website, which is jessicabutts.com or liveyourlifefromthefrontseat.com. And there's tons of information about what we're going to be talking about today. So with that out of the way, I wanted to start today telling you a little bit of a funny story that happened to me. I was in New York just about a week and a half ago. And I was with 3 of my girlfriends. So we travel to New York 4 times a year to go train with our mentor and our coach. And so we decided to tack on an extra few days and go into Manhattan. I mean, why would you not do that? So we are walking around Manhattan, and my girlfriend points out to me, and I've known this my whole life, but I don't think anybody's ever pointed it out to me as clearly as she did, that I am obsessed with maps. I love to know where I am and where I'm going. So I even like to Google Maps, so thank goodness for iPhones, and to figure out where I am in conjunction to other things. So we are in New York City, and we're walking down the street. We're actually in Little Italy area. We had just gone bag shopping, so we're trying to figure out how to get back to the subway. And I've got my map out that we were given the day that we got there from the double-decker bus. And I realized this map sucks. It's too broad. It's too general. If you actually go to my Facebook page, which is Jessica Butts Counseling, there's 2 pictures of the 2 maps that I'm referencing right now. So one of them is this double-decker bus, and it's general, and they have, big pictures of the Statue of Liberty and, World Trade Center, the memorial, all of those kinds of big picture things. But it's not detailed enough. So as I am the leader of kind of trying to navigate us, because that's just what I do, I realized this map is not getting us where we need to go. In fact, we ended up having to stop this guy on a bicycle and ask him, hey, where is the subway from here? And he even looks down on the map and goes, this map sucks. And I said, I know, right? It's just the worst map ever. And so I finally, somewhere throughout the day, I get the real map, the one with every single street, every single cross street. It's detailed to a point that it navigates us perfectly in the right direction. And this story was so interesting to me, the way that my girlfriend Stacy pointed it out to me, in terms of, one, this is kind of what I love to do. So there's twofold of this story. One is, this is what I love to do for people. I love to help people navigate the areas of their life, to figure out who they are, where they're going, and how they're going to get there. And so as we're walking down the street, she, as points out, realized that's exactly what I was doing in that moment. So not only do I like it for myself, but it's something that even while we're walking down the streets of New York City, I'm trying to provide this roadmap or this map or guidance for where we currently are, how we're going to get to the next place, and where we were going. And it was such a brilliant comparison or analogy, if you will, for personality type. That there's a lot of absolutely amazing authors and coaches, the Brené Browns, the Danielle Laportes, the Louise Hayes. I mean, there's so many people that I love and I follow. But in my very, very humble opinion, because I think these people are masters at what they do, the piece that's missing, oftentimes for me, are the details. So there's this broad map, but it's not providing you the upfront details. And that to me is exactly what type does. It provides you the details of who you are, because type is innate. We are born with this personality type. So as, again, those of you that are loyal listeners know that I talk oftentimes about not trying to fight against who you innately are. So, you know, back in the 80s, there was this whole theme of be well-rounded, be well-diversified, work on the things that you're not good at. Well, the good news is I'm here to tell you, you don't need to do that. Don't waste time doing things or figuring out things that you're not great at. Do the things that you're wonderful at. I am terrible at my own bookkeeping. So I hire somebody to do that who is lovely and wonderful, and she's amazing at it, and we all get to do what we're great at. She gets to do what she's great at, and I get to do what I'm great at, which is sit on the radio and talk to you, or sit in my office and talk to clients, or Skype people around the country, and she gets to do something she's great at. So my system, living your life from the front seat, is all about understanding in detail the things that you are great at. The areas of your life that you should be spending at least 80% of your time. I'm kind of an 80-20 girl. You know, I tell my couple clients, 80% of the time we try to be on our best behavior, 20% of the time we show up as jerks. It just happens. So I also think that goes with your type. 80% of the time you should really be trying to spend that time in your innate goodness. The things that you are good at. So this hour is actually the first radio show, and I've probably done 20 or 25 of these, or maybe even 30 at this point. I've never talked about living your life from the front seat. I've never described it the way that I'm going to describe it today. So hold on to your hats. We're going to come back from a break, and we are going to jump into what this car looks like, and I'm going to road map exactly what this looks like for your specific type. This is Jessica Butts on the Femination Radio Show. Oh, nice.
When you're in an accident, it is incredibly stressful. You're okay, but your car
done with
is
that.
not. You'll need someone you can trust. Someone who will get you back on the road.
And then emailing the show to you, Jessica Butts Counseling at Gmail. Is that where I send it?
Yep. Or Jessica. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Yep.
Processing and an exceptional customer
Thank you.
service experience. Better Business Bureau accredited and AAA approved. Lakeside Collision Center of Bellevue knows you drive home their reputation.
But I haven't been in an accident.
Lakeside Collision Center of Bellevue is more than a collision center.